Hello. Hi, Matthew.
Hey Liam, how you going?
Good, thank you. And hello, everybody watching at home. Welcome to this, I guess we'll call it special edition of Unpolished, because we've ditched Carlie. Don't know what she's doing, but we've decided to get Matthew on board and we're going to have a bit of fun with some drinks. Is that right?
That is exactly right. And I can tell you exactly what Carlie's doing. She's waiting for the cocktails to be made. She is ready.
Perfect. So she's just hanging out somewhere waiting for them. What a mole. No,
like a fly on the wall.
Hard work.
We are. We're doing all the hard work here.
For everyone at home, you already know who I am. You're probably sick of me by now, but some of you know Matthew very well if you've been into the Salon. If you haven't been in, this is our barman slash hospo expert, Matthew Fattel, who is an excellent bar person and a great shit talker as well.
Specialty.
So Matthew, what we always do at the start is ask each other what's going on, what's on our mind. So what's on your mind right now?
What's on my mind?
Yeah, it could be anything.
I know, it's always a tough one. I can tell you what was on my mind this morning. I was wondering,
yes,
and I'm sorry if this has no relevance to anyone. I was wondering how the Melbourne Demons could play so poorly against the Power, Port Adelaide, last night in the footy. That's what's on my mind. I woke up thinking about that this morning. And I'm sure you were doing the exact same thing as well. So
yeah, I was, I've just been stressing about the Melbourne Pounders. What did you say their name was? I don't know.
The Melbourne Pounders. Sorry, Melbourne Demons, Port Adelaide Power. Port Adelaide.
Pounders? I don't know where that came from. Anyway,
I had nails like yours. And now mine are completely gone.
off.
So I can't do this clacky thing.
I don't. That's all right. Just do that and we'll get the point. Okay, cool. I don't share that passion. However, I appreciate the enthusiasm.
Enough about me, please. What's been on your mind? You've been asked this question 1,000 times. I'm sure you've got a good answer to this one.
Well, I mean, I just say literally what's on my mind at the time or earlier, and it's always interesting. But yeah. I was reading a thing earlier about the butterfly effect. You know, the effect in the world of the tiniest, well, the idea is that a butterfly's wing flap can cause a tropical storm somewhere else in the world or something. And I'm like, did something I do on my walk yesterday cause someone to have a car accident? Or have I like I've been thinking about that a lot this morning. Or like maybe on a more positive note, if I crossed the road at a certain point and caused something to cause something to cause something, maybe someone met the love of their life. So you never know. But
I'm sure you contributed to many marriages and hopefully not too many car accidents in your time. It's the domino.
That's me. Just want to contribute to people's marriages. Anyway, Matthew, let's stop chatting shit. Yes. We're going to get into some drink making and asking each other some questions. But firstly, you're the expert, and I'm not really going to do so much drink making. But whilst I watch you, I'd like to have a drink. So you're going to help me make one, and I don't know what to do with these things, but I obviously am at home, and all I have really, without having to go anywhere, is this disgusting fruit drink, orange juice.
Okay, we've got
grenadine,
some orange drink there. Grenadine's always good.
From the back of the cupboard. Yep, and some Hendrix, which is a top-notch situation, and this cup and some ice. What can I do? I mean, obviously, like, what do I do with these things, bartender style?
Okay, so thankfully you've got 3 ingredients that you can sort of make work. I wouldn't say that they're the most amazing ingredients in the world to mix together, but it will work. So first step, if you want to add some ice to your glass.
Got it. Heaps?
Bang.
Like fill it?
Yeah, fill it up. Why not? The more ice you have, the less mixer you get to mix in, so the stronger your drink is essentially. So, all right, next step, Hendrix. So we'll just do 1 shot of Hendrix, or you can do 2 depending on what.
Oh no, no! I'm gonna do a small shot. I'm a lightweight. This video will get a bit crazy.
You got this though. Alrighty. Now after you've thrown that in there, I want you to top it up with your orange drink, please. leave a couple of mil off the top. The orange drink.
It boasts having vitamin C. Well, I doubt that. I'm pretty sure it's just sugar.
I'm certain it's just sugar.
What did you say about the amount of this?
So just fill it up to the top. Maybe leave yourself like a mil or two. Keep on going. It's all good. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All good. Amazing. Now, if you want to pour, you can probably pour like a quarter of a shot of your grenadine into the shot glass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, there's so much pouring involved. I mean, why am I surprised this is making me drink?
I was going to say, if there's one thing involved in drinks, it's got to be pouring.
I'd make a lousy bar person because I'd be like, oh, pouring? I mean, do I have to? A quarter of the shot glass.
Just a quarter of the shot glass would be perfect. Now, once you're done doing that,
too much.
That's all right. You can pour as much as you want in there.
Oh god,
yeah, heaps.
I put a third in.
A third works.
All right.
Okay. So now, do you remember back in the day? Because I know that you grew up in rural New Zealand. When you'd
I did.
When you'd have a hose that didn't have a nozzle on the end, you'd have to put your finger on it to sort of make it stream in a certain direction. Now, if you can somehow manage that with your thumb, I know you've got a bit of nail action going on there. Perfect. Now, if you want to do that with your shot glass, just put your thumb into it pretty much.
Into it?
Not so much into it, but resting on the side of it. And then I want you to pour your grenadine around the drink slowly. Yeah, just so it breaks the pour. So, like,
am I doing that right with the shot glass? Like
That's perfect. You're doing it perfect.
All right. Oh, shit, the bed. And pour it around in a circle.
Yeah, just slowly. You don't have to pour it quickly.
I'm shaking because I'm laughing.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. You've got this. You've got this. Beautiful.
Okay,
That's
I've
perfect.
gone around.
That's perfect. Look at that. Tell me that doesn't look nice for some random ingredients you've found in your house.
That fucking does. It's better than what I would have done. I would have just put it all in and it would have turned out to... It doesn't look as good on the camera that it does in real life. It's kind of pretty.
It looked cool though. You could see the bleeding effect. I was going to say the proof is in the pudding, so get involved.
I mean, look, some gin, some juice. Can you really go wrong?
It's a gin sunrise.
Gin sunrise. That's me. Anyway, enough of my subpar ingredients. What are you going to show me? Or show us how to make it home?
I've got a couple of cocktails that I wanted to take you through. Similar to what you've got, a lot of ingredients that you can sort of find around the house, plus another couple of other little special ones. So what I'm thinking is I've got an option for you. I can do an amaretto sour, I can do a Boston sour, or I can do a whiskey sour. They're all super similar ingredients that you would find around the house. Most people, you'll have a dirty bottle of amaretto somewhere. You'll always have a bottle of bourbon up the back. You know what I'm saying? The two most simple ingredients that you'll probably find around the house all the time. So I'm happy to leave it up to you. You can pick and choose. I can do an amaretto sour, I can do a Boston sour, or I can do a whiskey sour. The whiskey sour and the Boston sour are pretty much the exact same.
Well, let's go with that because basically people can just change one ingredient and get the other one.
Exactly right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's do it. So we're going to do the whiskey sour.
Yeah. I think a lot of people have whiskey at home.
Or whiskey, bourbon, same. So we're going to do bourbon first up. We'll grab ourselves our jigger and shaker. Thankfully, I stocked up before we went into lockdown, so I brought all the bits and pieces home from the salon. So I'm just going to start off with ice. Sorry, you go.
What can people use instead, though, if they don't have that? Like, if I had to do that, like, would I use can you use a protein shaker or like a NutriBullet shaker? It sounds weird, but...
Protein shaker is ideal. Obviously, it's got the cap on top. You can seal it so there's no chance of any spillage. If not, and you want to risk it, but you can still do it, use a Tupperware container. Honestly, 99.9% airtight. You can shake the hell out of it and you shouldn't have any dramas with it. And it's easy to pour out of those as well. So, to be honest, be creative. You can use anything. Everyone's going to have a little strainer in their house as well, whether it's for pasta or anything else, so you can make it super easy. But the Boston sour. So first off, we're going to do our whiskey. We'll do 60 mils of our whiskey.
So that's 2 shot glasses really, isn't it, at home? If someone's got a shot glass.
Exactly, 2 full shots. We will do 30 mils of lemon juice. Now, it's always nice to use fresh, but don't be scared to use the little bottles that you find in Coles or Woolies, the yellow ones. Now, Egg whites is always debatable. You can throw egg whites in there if you want to get it nice and frothy, but in the Salon, we actually use something different. So we use a thing called butterbean juice. It's really just like a vegan alternative. So you don't have to worry about, exactly right, in trend. So you don't have to worry about really crossing over any boundaries of someone questioning whether or not they've done the right thing. And so
so wait, how much of that did you put in? One shot?
I put in 15 mils, so half a shot, sorry.
Half a shot. So people can use either the juice or egg white that they can strain, separate themselves.
Just a single egg white. Would be more than fine.
And bean juice, you literally just strain it out of the can?
You strain it straight out of the can.
Right.
And we just put it into bottles. Now, you want to add a little bit of sweetener in as well, which you can pick up at any of your local bottle-os, Dan Murphy's, whatever you want to call them. We use one called Monin, which I find to be quite nice. It's a cane sugar syrup. Now, all the ingredients have been added in. I'm going to throw the lid on there. Please excuse the noise. I'm going to fill the glass up with ice as well. Now,
is there any preference of glass that you use for this sort of cocktail?
It just works better in a short glass. It's not a massive cocktail, so it doesn't need a lot of space. So on goes the lid of the shaker.
Or your Tupperware container or your protein shaker or whatever it is you're using at home, your empty milk bottle.
All the above. So we'll get everything we want out of there. Bring the glass over. Now, just to be safe, I'm going to double strain. It's always better to be safe than sorry, but you can just go a single strainer as well.
And just use your colander or something at home, or your baking sieve or something.
Exactly right.
So the egg white or the bean juice gives it some sort of frothiness.
That's exactly what it does. So thankfully the butterbean juice doesn't have an enormous flavour to it, so it doesn't really change the taste of the drink too much. If not, it enhances the drink. Now, with Boston sours, amaretto sours, and whiskey sours, it's normally a cherry and some bitters. Unfortunately, I didn't have any cherries on me, so I'm just going to do some bitter drops on this one today. On she goes. Now, and that one there is your first drink of the day. Now, that's a super easy one to make at home, guys.
It looks good.
Super easy one. Please.
So what, with the bitters,
yes.
If you don't have bitter, I wouldn't have bitters at home. Is there anything else you can use? Or, I mean, obviously.
Bitters is really just a really nice garnish. It does have an incredibly strong flavour to it. It is a very warm flavour, but it's really just to make the drink a little bit prettier on top. And then every random little mouthful you'll get like a zing of flavour from it, which is pretty nice to have, just to spice it up a little bit. And cherries.
So not the end of the world if you don't have it.
Don't stress in the slightest. But another one of those things that a lot of people just have lying around as well. Seems to be a pretty common one. So now that I've done the whiskey sour, and what I'll do for you guys is we'll also put these drinks up in our comment section for these videos, just so you guys can follow them at home. You can make them as well.
Put the recipe.
Exactly right. So the next one along. Now this one's a little bit unconventional. I learnt this back up in Brisbane. Now this one here, there's a couple of variations. You can make a sourside, which is essentially gin and mint and lime, or you can make a gimlet.
Good.
It is. It's really nice. And the gimlet really is gin and lime juice. Boom. Simple. Now, this one's a little bit of a variation. Like I said, stuff that you're going to be able to find around the house. You might have a rosemary plant in your backyard by chance. And most people will normally have a cucumber. If not, you can easily grab these two from Coles or Woolies as well. So this one here is the cucumber and rosemary gimlet. So this one here is super easy.
That sounds so good.
It is. It's awesome. So I'm going to grab a fresh shaker. Now what I'll do is I'll grab one sprig of rosemary and I'll just skim that. Always better to slide from the top and work your way down. The leaves will come off a bunch easier. Now, from there, I'll cut up myself 3 slices of cucumber. They don't have to be anything too massive. Now, what I'll do is out of those 3 slices, I'll find out which one I like the best. So which one looks the best? Most presentable for the edge of the glass anyway. So I'll put that one aside.
That's the favourite. You have one.
That's my number one. I'll throw these other couple of slices in the shaker with the rosemary. I don't know if you can see down in there, but they're in there. Now, I have a muddler, which really is just a little baton that helps you crush up all the ingredients in the bottom of the shaker, just to break them down. You can use a fork, you can use a spoon, depending on the size of your hand and the size of your shaker, or depending on what you're doing in it, you can also just use your fist, just hammer fist it. So,
oh God,
yeah, you like that? So,
I mean, look,
we're not always going to have everything we need at hand, but you're always going to have a hand. So,
I think I would be using the other end of like a wooden spoon or something.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. There's endless amounts of things you could use, to be honest.
Or look, if in doubt, just fist it, as you said.
Hammer fist. All right, so once you've broken all those little bits and pieces down, it's a good time to add all your liquor in. So we'll grab our gin. We're just using Tanqueray today. Just another one of the most commonly found gins in most households. Price for
good.
taste.
It's like the good one. It's so good for the common one. You know, like it's the winner out of the common ones, the standard ones.
So what I've done is I've added 60 mils of our gin.
2 shots of that. Okay.
2 shots, 2 full shots. I will then proceed to throw in a full shot of lime juice.
Oh, you will proceed.
I will proceed. A full shot of the lime juice. Now,
that's quite limey. That will be a limey situation.
Perfect. Who doesn't love lime? So,
I mean, all right.
Entirely up to you. You can do a full shot of your sweetener or you can do a half shot. Personal preference, I'll do half. It's always easier to add than take away. So, in goes the half shot of your sweetener. Now, from there, what we'll do is we have quite similar glasses, Liam and I. So I'm going to throw a little bit of ice in this one just to chill the glass. It helps keep the drink a little bit colder for a little bit longer. So there's some ice in that one. Now, ice into the shaker. Another personal preference, you can throw in a couple of handfuls, you can throw in 3 cubes, whatever gets your drink to the coldest point is whatever's up to you. So I'm going to smack this again. Here we go. On she goes. Now, quick shake.
Shake.
Alrighty, this one is done. Now, seeing that we muddled the cucumber and the rosemary at the start of this drink, we're going to have little floating bits and pieces in the bottom of our shaker. So you 100% need to double strain unless you like chewing on little parts of your cocktail. So on goes the 1 strainer, on goes the 2 strainer.
If you've only got 1 strainer at home, could you strain into one thing and then strain from that thing using the same strainer into your cocktail glass?
This cocktail in particular, seeing that there are a lot of little bits and pieces at the bottom, a fine strainer would be ideal. So
yeah,
I'm not 100% sure if colander is the right term, but what you use for your pasta, but it's almost like the mesh. If you have the mesh ones, you're in safe hands. That's going to be perfect.
A sieve.
A sieve, is that what it's called?
Yeah. Like for baking and stuff. A colander has big holes.
A colander has big holes.
I mean, look, tell me if I'm wrong, people at home. I'm no Julia Childs, but I think the colander has bigger holes because pasta won't fall through the big holes.
100%. Now,
anyway,
what I've done is I've just used that beautiful bit of cucumber that I saved at the start. And then I've also just thrown a little bit of extra rosemary in there to finish.
Yeah, that's hot.
Like I said, guys, like Liam said, actually, there's a couple of shots of gin in there, 2 shots of gin to be precise. There's also a full shot of lime juice, and I've only thrown in half the amount of sweetener. Lime juice can sometimes obviously be overbearing, so entirely up to you. You can add a little bit more to nullify the taste and make it a bit sweeter, but I find that it's a good mix. If you go 2 shots of gin, 1 shot of lime, half a shot of sweetener. Now, Liam,
really good. And like putting the little faffy bits on top, like the cucumber and the rosemary and the bitters and the foam, like whilst it's not like obviously the most crucial part of the taste, it like makes the whole ritual so much more fun, especially when we can't go to the bar. Like that's the most exciting part, which is why I have it in a nice glass.
Exactly right. And that's what we try and say in the salon as well. We like, treat yourself. If you're going to make a cocktail at home, you can make it and you can drink it. If you're just there to, you know, be under the influence, that's completely fine. But pretty it up, treat yourself, enjoy your cocktail, enjoy the look of it, take a photo of it for your friends.
Yeah, it's so much hotter when you have it in a cute glass versus like your mug or something. But hey, look, I'm not going to judge you if you want to have a cocktail in a mug. That would be quite fun.
I've never seen a cocktail in a mug, a homemade cocktail in a mug, but that's definitely something that I'm going to try and whip up for you guys next time anyway. But Liam, we're just about out of time. I'm going to have to get out of here. Like I said before, I'm happy to throw any of the details about these cocktails in the bottom. Liam's cocktail is very easy to find online. If you just look up cocktail sunrise, it'll be the first thing
easy
you can find.
peasy.
So,
but these are actually all really easy, and it's kind of daunting. Like you think I can't make a cocktail because they all have such fancy names, but really they've just got a few ingredients, and like you can
and the best ones.
The
best ones only have a few ingredients. You can make concoctions in a pot, and they can be amazing as well, but simple is best for sure. Simple is best.
Ruin it up in your bathtub. No, yeah, totally. Loving that. Well, thank you so much for showing us those things. I'm definitely going to try those two cocktails here.
When we open back up, if anyone wants either of these cocktails, any cocktail that you actually want, just ask and we'll see if we can make it for you. But these ones, 100%.
We love a cocktail. And let us know if you tried it at home. Anyway, Matthew, what are you going to do right after this video ends? What are you up to today?
Well, right after this video ends, I'm going to do a little bit of tidying up. There's a few bits and pieces here. Actually, I'm going to have to do a little bit of drinking as well. Thankfully, it's afternoon. But other than that, the only thing I have planned is I'm just going to go for a run. I'm going to go for a run down the waterfront in St Kilda and get some sun. It's been beautiful the last couple of days. So.
You look ready for a run. Yeah, it has been beautiful. I think that's what I'm going to do. But I'm not going to run. I'm going to run to the balcony and sit down with this.
As long as you're in the sun.
Yes. And put your SPF on, everyone, if we're going in the sun, including you, Matthew.
The SPF that I use is Feel Good Ink. They have an SPF 40 plus, and it's 40. I lie. 40's not enough for me. Sorry, it's 50 plus.
I've got 50 because of them.
Yeah, and I'm quite pale as well, I find. So I need the sensitive one for my skin. So, and I find it to be amazing. So yeah, big time.
Anyway, this is quickly turning into a skincare video when it's supposed to be about drinks.
Sharing all of my knowledge.
Well, thanks, Matthew. Enjoy your run and have a happy rest of lockdown 2.0.
Liam, I appreciate it, and you too, my friend, and we'll see each other soon. I'm sure of it.
Take care, and thank you everyone for watching along at home. I hope you have some cocktail fun at home.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy responsibly.
Yes.